The world we live in is not always a free place, with various external factors limiting our choices and freedom. We are bombarded with information, restrictions, regulations, social norms, and expectations that sometimes limit our ability to live the life we want. However, it is possible to live free even in an unfree world by making conscious choices and taking control of our lives. In this video, we'll explore some practical tips on how to live free in an unfree world. We will discuss ways to cultivate a growth mindset, practice mindfulness, take control of our finances, surround ourselves with positive people, and challenge the status quo. Cultivate a growth mindset. One of the biggest limitations to our freedom is our own limiting beliefs and mindset. We all have an internal narrative that shapes our worldviews, beliefs, and actions. However, sometimes these beliefs are self-limiting, and we limit our potential because we don't believe in ourselves. That's where cultivating a growth mindset comes in. A growth mindset is a belief that we can improve our abilities and achieve our goals through dedication and hard work. It's the opposite of a fixed mindset, which believes that our abilities are predetermined and fixed. Here are some ways to develop a growth mindset. 1. Learn new skills. Learning new skills is a great way to develop a growth mindset. By challenging ourselves to learn new things, we can break free from limiting beliefs and pursue our dreams. Learning new skills can also improve our self-confidence and give us a sense of accomplishment. 2. Seek out challenges. Another way to develop a growth mindset is to seek out challenges. When we challenge ourselves, we learn and grow, and we become more resilient. We also develop a sense of grit, which is the ability to persevere through difficult times. 3. Embrace failure. Failure is a natural part of the learning process, and it's essential to embrace it. When we fail, we learn from our mistakes, and we become better. Failure also teaches us resilience, which is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present at the moment, without judgment or distraction. It's the opposite of being distracted, which is the state of being pulled in different directions by our thoughts, worries, and anxieties. Mindfulness is a powerful tool to break free from negative thoughts and emotions that hold us back and live in the present moment. It can help us become more aware of our thoughts and emotions and develop a sense of calm and clarity. Here are some ways to practice mindfulness. 1. Meditation. Meditation is a powerful tool to practice mindfulness. It involves focusing our attention on the present moment, usually by focusing on our breath or a mantra. Meditation can help us become more aware of our thoughts and emotions, reduce stress and anxiety, and develop a sense of calm and clarity. 2. Deep breathing exercises. Deep breathing exercises can also help us practice mindfulness. By focusing on our breath, we can become more aware of our thoughts and emotions and develop a sense of calm and clarity. 3. Focus on the present moment. Another way to practice mindfulness is to focus on the present moment. We can do this by becoming more aware of our surroundings, our senses, and our thoughts and emotions. By focusing on the present moment, we can reduce stress and anxiety and develop a sense of calm and clarity. Take control of your finances. Financial freedom is a crucial aspect of living free in an unfree world. Money can be a source of stress and worry, and it can limit our choices and opportunities. However, by taking control of our finances, we can reduce the stress and worry associated with money and create more opportunities for ourselves. Here are some ways to take control of your finances. 1. Create a budget. Creating a budget is an essential first step in taking control of your finances. It involves tracking your income and expenses and creating a plan to manage your money effectively. By creating a budget, you can identify areas where you can cut back and save money, and you can prioritize your spending to align with your values and goals. 2. Build an emergency fund. Building an emergency fund is another critical step in taking control of your finances. An emergency fund is a savings account set aside for unexpected expenses or emergencies. By building an emergency fund, you can reduce the stress and worry associated with unexpected expenses, and you can avoid going into debt to cover them. 3. Pay off debt. Paying off debt is another way to take control of your finances. Debt can be a significant source of stress and worry, and it can limit your choices and opportunities. By paying off debt, you can reduce your financial burden and create more opportunities for yourself. Surround yourself with positive people. The people we surround ourselves with can have a significant impact on our lives. Positive people can inspire us, support us, and help us achieve our goals, while negative people can bring us down and limit our potential. That's why it's essential to surround ourselves with positive people. Here are some ways to surround yourself with positive people. 1. Identify negative influences. The first step in surrounding yourself with positive people is to identify negative influences in your life. Negative influences can include people who bring you down, criticize you, or discourage you from pursuing your goals. By identifying negative influences, you can limit their impact on your life and create more space for positive influences. 2. Seek out positive influences. The second step in surrounding yourself with positive people is to seek out positive influences. Positive influences can include people who inspire you, support you, and encourage you to pursue your goals. By seeking out positive influences, you can surround yourself with people who lift you up and help you achieve your potential. 3. Join groups or communities. Joining groups or communities is another way to surround yourself with positive people. Groups or communities can include people who share your interests, values, or goals, and who can provide support and encouragement. By joining groups or communities, you can expand your network and create more opportunities for positive influences in your life. Challenge the status quo. The final tip for living free in an unfree world is to challenge the status quo. The status quo refers to the current state of affairs, which can include social norms, cultural values, and institutional policies. The status quo can limit our choices and opportunity, and it can perpetuate inequality and injustice. Here are some ways to challenge the status quo. 1. Question assumptions. The first step in challenging the status quo is to question assumptions. Assumptions are beliefs or ideas that are taken for granted, and they can limit our perspective and understanding. By questioning assumptions, we can challenge the status quo and create new possibilities for ourselves. 2. Speak up. Speaking up is another way to challenge the status quo. When we speak up, we can bring attention to issues or injustices that may be overlooked or ignored. By speaking up, we can create awareness and spark change. 3. Take action. Taking action is the final step in challenging the status quo. Taking action can involve advocating for change, volunteering, or getting involved in activism. By taking action, we can create tangible results and make a difference in our communities. Conclusion. Living free in an unfree world is not always easy, but it is possible. By cultivating a growth mindset, practicing mindfulness, taking control of our finances, surrounding ourselves with positive people, and challenging the status quo, we can create a life that aligns with our values and goals. It's important to remember that living free in an unfree world is not a one-time event but a continuous process. We must remain vigilant and continue to challenge ourselves to grow and evolve. By doing so, we can create a life of freedom, purpose, and fulfillment. In conclusion, living free in an unfree world is about taking responsibility for our lives and creating a path that aligns with our values and goals. It requires us to cultivate a growth mindset, practice mindfulness, take control of our finances, surround ourselves with positive people, and challenge the status quo. By following these tips, we can break free from the constraints of society and create a life that is truly our own. Remember, the journey to living free in an unfree world is not easy, but it is worth it. So take that first step today and begin your journey to a life of freedom and fulfillment.